Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, coming to you today from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Just driving around, gonna get some drone shots, just anywhere and everywhere. No real specific rhyme or reason to where these drone shots will be, but I just wanted to show a bird's eye of Gatlinburg from a bunch of different angles. So that is what is happening now. You are viewing from the sky the wonderful world of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Smoky Mountain goodness. You know what I'm talking about. Holy cow, that's a lot of water. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. I'm gonna try to do a bunch of Gatlinburg proper stuff today, including, once again, riding the Skylift. And it's $16.50 for one ride, or for $20, you can ride the entire day from dawn until dusk, actually 11 p.m. So I'm gonna see how many times today, intermittently, throughout the other things that I do, that I can ride the Skylift. And I have this little wrist stamp to prove that I paid. Okay, here goes. Round trip number 1 begins right now. Still can't get over that view though. So awesome. Except for that metal contraption. Look at this old Skylift picture. Look at the date. July 13th, 1991. I think this is probably what the bear's face looked like yesterday as he saw me trouncing through the woods, and he thought to himself, boy, that guy sure looks like good eating. Heading back down the mountain, and I stood up there at the top for a good while and got a time lapse of these hills over here and the clouds starting to go past very quickly and the shrubbery in front bristling to and fro. The really cool thing about time lapse is in real time when you're watching it, it doesn't appear like anything is happening, but when you watch it back, you see the clouds start to move at a really cool pace, and you see the shadows on the mountainous hills starting to really like move quickly, and you can see the patterns developing when it's sped up, and you normally don't see that in real time. I just think that's so awesome. As hot as it is out here, it feels really great when you're out of the sun and you're in the shade. And look, there's that river again. We're going over a thoroughfare right now, down below us, our cars. There's a picture of the Skylift in 1954. Look at that thing. 1954 and current day. We made it to the bottom. I've spent a lot of time the last few days wandering this stretch of road here, the Strip in Gatlinburg. And in some weird way, it kind of reminds me of Main Street USA at Walt Disney World or at Disneyland. In a weird way, not exactly, but it kind of gives me a similar type of vibe. And just so you know I'm serious on how many bears are out here, this dumpster has a bear latch. Make sure you secure it. Don't want any bears getting in there. And I even heard a rumor, a little buzz with some of the locals, that in time the city and the lawmakers might close down traffic down this road and make it walking only. Rerouting the traffic around the perimeter streets, and that really would make it more like Main Street USA, because there'd be no cars allowed, just people. Right across from the aquarium is this parking lot, and in the parking lot is a series of large trees. But keep an eye out for the largest tree. This tree that you see straight ahead was the subject of basically a protest, something called a sit-in. Many years ago, the city considered tearing this monumental tree down, and the townfolk were so upset with this decision, they climbed the tree and sat in the limbs until the construction and the bulldozer vehicles went away. I am really having a serious conundrum of interests, a quandary in my mind when it comes to these. They don't make these anymore, and these are my last pair. I have no more backups, and I've been wearing these for a very long time. And they're just not fitting correctly on my face anymore. See how they shift to one side of my nose? They don't even sit properly? That's because The frames on each side are bent. Which leads me to this question. Should I retire these, put these away in a safe place, or should I continue wearing them until I either break them or lose them? Which means I would have to buy a different type of sunglasses. Would we as a group, a culminated effort to be able to handle this? I don't even know if I could handle it. Can you handle it? I feel like Jack Nicholson right now. You can handle the glasses. Obviously, I want to keep the tradition of the glasses going. If you have some that you can part with, get a hold of me on social media. There's something you don't see every day. Look at this guy. Whoa. What happened to your lower body?
I don't know.
All right.
Right.
He doesn't seem too informed on what happened to his nether regions. There are a lot of people in here waiting to get their free moonshine drink on. But the problem is, there's also a lot of police officers out here waiting to say hello. Believe it or not, it is now time for some Ripley's Auditorium. Whoa. That truck has a very loud horn. Everyone's always so fascinated by these. This is similar to the same thing they have at Disneyland, right? It's just floating on water. As you enter this museum, you're greeted by these two characters. And then there's some sort of like trail of red. Is this supposed to be like a trail of blood? This is pretty interesting. In 1992, this whole city block burnt down. If you watch yesterday's vlog, remember this name? Radford Gatlin? That's all I'm gonna say. Check this out. In 1993, this Vespa was carved out of wood, and it even has the Vespa logo emblem right there on the front. This door is full of schnozzes. Look at the front of this thing. Is anyone in there? Who knows? And there's a piece of the Berlin Wall right there. And look at this, we're on the second level. That was the entryway right down there. Feast your eyes on the original Fiji mermaid. Look at that thing. I honestly do not know what is more bizarre, the two-headed goat or that gargantuan hairball they found in the stomach of a cow. And this is quite the optical illusion. Are these lines crooked or straight? Don't think about it too long, and your answer can be figured out by pressing this button. They are all straight. This is the world's longest gum wrapper chain. That's something Violet Beauregard would be proud of. Whoa, what's happening?
I'm so glad you'll be able to see some of the unbelievable things I've collected.
They have a legit shrunken head in here. It came from Ecuador. Look at this thing. That was a real live person's skull. His noggin at one time was full-sized. Whoa, I find this super interesting. This is the death mask of John Dillinger. Of course, a week or two ago, I went to John Dillinger's grave, and now I'm looking at his face in the form of a death mask. There was a guy back in 1889 that committed 22 unsolved murders. And he committed the crimes with a gun stationed inside this peg leg. Look in there. You can see the outline of a gun. Creepy. Inside this door is the shirt of Charles Manson when he was imprisoned at Folsom Prison. Look at that. That was worn by Charles Manson. Crazy to think about, right? Now it's really hard to see in the dark, but this motorcycle is made out of dead animal bones. Look at this thing. It looks just like a motorcycle, except it's not made out of metal, it's made out of bones. This is a chastity belt. Good thing those don't exist anymore. Am I right, fellas? Look at this medieval torture mask. It looks like an animal head. Now that is slightly disturbing. This is what is known as a cannibal fork for cooking and eating human beings. It says beware of box. Now I know why. This is a James Brown photo carved out of a phone book. This statue of the amazing Mr. Ito is very unusual because the hair on his head is the guy's real hair. And the fingernails on his hands are the artist's real fingernails. The most lifelike statue ever created with real human body parts. What is going on in here? It looks like the tour continues through this zebra door right here. Whoa! You want a picture? Why don't you just ask? Coolest barber chair ever. Look at this thing. Inside this tree trunk is a ram's horn. This was found in the 1930s. The animal must have got lodged in the tree itself. Look at that. That was awesome. Definitely one of the coolest things to do here in Gatlinburg. If you're in town, definitely check out the Ripley's Auditorium. I'm floating. You can see the sun setting off in the distance there. Hopefully we get to the top of the mountain and get a better view. That looks like the chairlift graveyard over there. Some people take some really good photos on the skylift. Is that the Easter Bunny? Satan? Whoa, that's the moon up there. Darkness has fallen. Heading back down. That really is an incredible view. Look at that, all lit up. Awesome. I just noticed the Ripley's building that I was just in at night, it's like lit up. It almost looks like the building is like cracking and falling apart. It's like a little optical illusion. This is actually really fun to ride at night. That has to be one of the most colorful pools I've ever seen. Keeps changing color. Ooh, it was green and now it went to blue. Looks like something happened out here. Got an ambulance and the fire department right in front of the Moonshine place again. I feel like the Tim Tracker needs to own this t-shirt. I don't know what it is, but I've always had a thing for El Caminos. I just think they're cool looking. Well, what's going on here? She's holding a balloon that is shaped like an unfamily friendly item. Hashtag Gatlinburg.